What's something that people think is comedy that you think is not comedy?
Oh, shock humor. I hate shock humor. I hate people to say things because they want to shock you into laughter. That's not funny, and it never lasts. It never lasts. Be creative and write real material. Shock material is just dumb. Like the Tony Hinchcliffes, and I'll say it, because fuck that bitch-ass bitch. Your fucking mustache make you look like a Puerto Rican porn star. Go fuck yourself, you little antsy bitch. And go get your herpes taken care of. Sorry.
It's okay.
You can cut that out.
Leslie Jones has taken a bold stance against shock humor and its figurehead, Tony Hinchcliffe, and thank God somebody finally said it. Being offensive will never be funny, and there's no one better than Leslie Jones to educate us about how much better humor could be without all the shock material.
All right, society now is just so offended. Y'all walk around so offended. I get it. Like, have a sense of fucking humor. Someone who's offended is going to be, well, I was offended by her saying that because this, and then the women, well, that means that you didn't go into your comedy mind. Don't come to a fucking comedy show and get offended. Comedy shows are completely offensive. They're supposed to be.
Wait, what? Leslie Jones continues to be one of the most miserable and insufferable people in comedy, and as you can see, a giant hypocrite. As much as you might hate Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe, Bert Kreischer, Brendan Schaub, and all of the usual suspects, it's really jarring to be reminded of how deeper and filthier the comedy cesspool can be. Remember that Tiger Belly podcast when she rambled and screamed on and on for about an hour about how she would have been the most successful comedian in the world if not for every other comic, Netflix, white people, misogyny, and every other observable natural phenomena?
See, this is the thing though about that. It's so crazy because like if I was a man, it wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be a big deal. Like, it's just a big deal because I'm a woman. You know, I mean, of course I'm competing with the men because, yeah, ain't no bitch gonna fuck with me. I mean, because the women, the women, they're starting to figure it out. I'm starting to see some that are figuring it out, but the women are not figuring out that they don't have to be women on stage. Like, when you walk on stage, we know you're a woman. You got titties, ass, you look like a woman. If you're a woman, you're a fucking woman. So you don't have to do woman jokes. Oh, I'm a woman, hear me roar. You just have to be fucking funny.
I really love these Leslie rants because they're often unintentionally hilarious. You couldn't script a funnier way to rage against misogyny. The industry cannot take that I'm a woman and I'm super funny, unlike all those other women who suck. Preach, Leslie, preach. And I wish most of it was like that, but this Vulture interview is mostly blatant hypocrisy. Just little stuff like,
that's our job. And a lot of comedians are not doing their job. They're politicians now instead of fucking comedians.
You wouldn't guess she has that opinion if you looked at her Twitter feed. Okay, let's see. Trump, more Trump, and this is more Trump, and more Trump, and more Trump, and Biden, and then Joe Biden, and then Joe Biden. She's also a radical feminist who still enjoys a good old Chris Brown concert.
What's the funniest thing that happened to you this week?
I don't know if it's the funniest thing, but we went to the Chris Brown concert, which was, by the way, Chris, if you ever, decide to get a cougar, I am your cougar, okay? I will make you the best grilled cheese sandwiches you've ever had. But we were in a suite, and they got into a full brawl.
But don't let any of that distract you from the valuable criticism she put forward. My main gripe with the current Kill Tony product is that it's just too repetitive. But the ball really has moved recently, and it's starting to look more like Jerry Springer and less like a comedy show. I think several different factors contribute to that. Much of it is Tony's fault, but some of it is organic. Either way, Leslie does have a point here. Shock humor is overrated, as evidenced by the nuanced humor she herself practices. Well, let's try a different video perhaps.
You stupid motherfuckers. But all right, Jeremiah called me, and I thought he was single, so that's the only reason I took the gig. This motherfucker back there telling me about his vasectomy and shit. I don't want to know about them cutting your balls, Jeremiah. You just became very unsexy, motherfucker. All right, who first? Yell out some shit.
Algebra.
Algebra. Like I really want to figure out an equation that makes you die for yelling out algebra, bitch.
I really can't be bothered to do extensive research on her material. I think you don't want to see it either, but there's clearly a pattern here. By the way, shout out to that legend on the crowd of Stand Up on the Spot. Algebra is the funniest thing you could have shouted at Leslie. As for her commentary, Big J Okerson pretty much laid it out on a recent episode of the Legion of Skanks.
Oh my God.
She is literally exclusively shock comedy in the literal sense of the word. She just screams at people in the audience. It's batshit that she took this hard line thing. Again, these are these unthought out things where you're like, before you start yapping about this stupid fucking subject you shouldn't get involved in, do you have anything that any woman in your history would go, hey, that's kind of weird though. It's kind of like the thing you're complaining about here. And she has a zillion.
But again, we're talking about someone who's on The Guardian, People Magazine, Entertainment Weekly, NBC, NPR, The Independent, and every other legacy media outlet day in and day out, mostly not being funny and complaining about the injustice done to her, racism, misogyny, and how the industry doesn't see her for who she really is. And then has this to say about meeting Pedro Pascal.
And Pedro, is it Pedro?
Yeah.
Because, you know, let me tell you, called him Pablo until he told me his name was Pedro. So I was like, Pablo, and he was like, Pedro. And I was like, Pablo, he's like, Pedro. And I was like, who the fuck is Pedro? And he was like, that's my name. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll call you Pedro, even though Pablo's better.
And let's not cry a river for that weirdo Pedro Pascal, but I just love that Leslie and that anemic podcast host would both be crying if we didn't use the word Latinx, but then, when it's time for jokes, Pedro, Pablo, it's all fucking Mexican, you know? Anyway, I think that's the end of the rant, so as always, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to support The Basement, and I'll see you on the next one.